Hello and welcome to today's video where we're going to go over my LCK All-Pro teams. LCK just finished this morning, so we're going to do this video now. We'll do the LCK week 8 or week 9 recap tomorrow. So on the board here, there are 6 teams represented, and we're going to go from first, second, third. This is based on, actually third through first, and this is based on stats. This is none of my opinion involved except for choosing which stats to apply out of the ones on gameoflegend.gg as well as creation of one of my own. So, third team in top lane, we have Doran from HLE. He had the best damage divided by gold. If you know my ROI stat, I started using last week with my recaps. It is a version of that. Now, damage taken is not a stat that's easily accessible, so we simply have damage divided by gold, which does tend to favor carry-oriented players. But Doran, 1.38 damage per gold. He is one of the better weak side tops in the world, and that is indicative of that. XPD, so XP difference at 15 minutes, 139. That was second in top lane in the LCK. Keen, second team top laner, best KDA at 4.7. CS difference 10 at 15 minutes. XP difference 213. He would have 14 champions played, which was the most amongst tops. Champions divided by games played, of course. If you played more games, had the same amount of champs, you were lower in the stat. And then 385 gold difference at 15 minutes, which was second. Zeus, first in top lane. Led in CS with 9.2, 416 gold ahead at 15 minutes, 10 CS at 15 minutes, and had 24 solo kills. In terms of second place in KDA at 3.5, damage divided by gold, 1.38 as well, but it was rounded up where Doran is over 1.38. And then 13 champions played for Zeus. In the jungle, we have Pioshik in third team. He was second in damage divided by gold at 0.91 and second in gold difference at only 47 at 15 minutes. Owner, second team. So it goes to show you just how all over the place it was after second place, that literally third place had 2 second place results. Owner, first in CS per minute at 6.1. CS difference at 15 minutes. On average, you had 8 CS in the LCK in the jungle, 200 XP up, and had 5 solo kills. Biggest surprise on this board, first team jungler is Willer. Willer on FearX played exceptionally well statistically. One does have to wonder if, depending on how you look at the MVP and what that means to you, that is an opinion, I think. The term most valuable player has different ways to think about it. And if you look at it as the best player on their team, like the most important, most valuable player to their team, at least based on stats, Willer very well is the most valuable player on FearX, more so than the other teams above them in the standings. Now, of course, that's going to be a hot take. A lot of people aren't going to like that. But if you think of it in that way, really, statistically, it's almost no contest. First in CS per minute at 6.1. Damage divided by gold, 0.95. Gold difference at 15 minutes, 162. Also had 5 solo kills. And most champions played in the jungle at 15. He was second in CS difference at 5 ahead. Third team mid laner, Zeka, led in solo kills with 14 and had the second best KDA at 6.3. Faker, second team. He has returned to a form that we haven't seen in a long time, in my opinion. His laning was exceptional. Second in the LCK. First in XP difference at 236 ahead at 15 minutes. And then second in gold at 357 and CS at 6. First team, Chovy. Chovy actually, based on the stats, I would give MVP. He had the strongest stats relative to his role. most dominant in that regard. First in KDA at 6.4, CS at 10.1, CS difference ahead 9, gold difference 436. Tied in solo kill lead with 14, played 16 different champions, which was first amongst mid laners, and had 230 XP ahead. So the champion one is a big deal to me. For the last few years, hell, all of Chovy's career, he has been highly touted. And he has proven that domestically to be an excellent player, in my opinion, alongside Keria as the best players in the world. But internationally, he's always kind of faltered, right? We know that. There's memes about it. You got people that choke in real life saying that Chovy chokes on the Rift. And then we say to ourselves, with all these champions now, is he taking that next step? Is he, now able to do multiple different things for his team? And not only that, to hold all these stats with the most champions played is a strong statement. I say it all the time. There are players that will play a lot of champions and their stats struggle, their team struggles, they struggle. And it's like, okay, well, maybe we need to scale this back. You don't want to play all these champions. And I prefer players to have wide champion pools, but if they are not taking it and running with it when they have these weird picks, then don't do it anymore, right? And Chovy has done that for the most part to a higher degree than pretty much anybody else in the world. Bot lane, I didn't use all the stats. I actually took a couple away. The Senna meta has completely fucked up the bot lane. So CS per minute I took out. I took out damage share. And I took out CS difference. So probably could have taken out gold difference as well. But I kept it in there. So aiming, third team. First in gold difference at 331, XP difference second at 182. Amy and Kellen were a very good 2v2 lane in terms of getting ahead. It's pretty well noted that he would have gold leads but do nothing with it. So credit for getting the gold lead in the first place. Viper, second team, had the strongest KDA at 7.9 amongst 80 carries, and damage divided by gold second at 1.6. And then Pays was first. So he had the most XP difference at 203, second in KDA at 7.8, and second in gold difference at 226. Great split out of Pays. Gen G, obviously, an excellent team, and leading the way in the region. Support, Barrel. So support, I only had 3 stats: KP, KDA, and champions played. Historically, that's what I've used for the majority of my content when it comes to this, for support. But over the last couple of years, my content, but for the Hall of Fame, I was using those 3 stats. But for All Pro, I wanted to use wards and vision score and things like that. Those are support-oriented stats. But with the Senna meta, those are useless. So I took them out. And we only have these 3 stats, so take that for what you will. I don't think that these are out of place, these 3 players anyways. But Barrel was 4th in champions played at 16 amongst supports in the LCK. He was 5th in KDA and KP as well. I'm not putting them on there because, hell, he was mid in both. But the average of those 3 and where he ranked is better than all the other supports in the LCK. Keria, second team, had the most champions played at 18. Second best KDA at 6. So once again, very nice to see high champions played. Of course, Keria is. That's why I do enjoy watching Keria and why I think Keria is the best player, because he can play pretty much anything. And then had a great KDA to go alongside it, so he's not inting his face off on these champions and running it down. Delight, first team, 6.8 KDA, 76.9 KP, in his first split with HLE alongside Viper. So, great teams here. I think Willer is definitely the one that's going to draw some question marks, but statistically, I don't think that it's wrong at all, because the stats speak for themselves. So, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.